For nearly 9 millennia, a silent mystery has rested beneath the soil of southeastern Turkey, a place where ancient people gathered long before the first cities, long before agriculture was fully established, and centuries before writing ever appeared. The site is known as Göbekli Tepe, the Potbelly Hill. For decades, archaeologists believed that organized religion, monumental construction, and social hierarchy emerged after humans settled into farming communities. But Göbekli Tepe shattered that idea. Its massive stone pillars, intricate animal carvings, and deliberate burial beneath tons of soil all raised a question that haunted researchers for years. How did hunter-gatherers, with no cities and no farms, build one of the world's earliest monumental structures? And why did they bury it intentionally? Today, after decades of excavation and new scientific analysis, researchers believe they finally understand what happened and why this 9,000-year-old mystery matters to the story of human civilization. Historical background, setting the stage. To understand Göbekli Tepe, we must step back into the Pre-Pottery Neolithic period, around 9600 to 8200 BCE, when the last ice age was ending. This was a world in transition. Climate and environment. Temperatures were rising after thousands of years of extreme cold. Large herds of wild animals, gazelles, aurochs, wild sheep, moved across the region. Human communities lived in small groups, constantly moving with the seasons. Human society. Most people were still hunter-gatherers, using stone tools and living in temporary shelters. Agriculture was beginning in scattered places, but it was not yet the foundation of human life. At this moment in history, humans were not expected to build large ceremonial sites. They lacked permanent settlement, domesticated animals, complex leadership systems, written language, architectural tradition. Yet around 9,600 BCE, on a limestone plateau near modern Sanliurfa, something extraordinary happened. People began shaping 10 to 20-ton T-shaped limestone pillars, arranging them in circles, carving animals and symbols into their surfaces, and creating what many researchers now consider the world's earliest known monumental sanctuary. This contradicted everything archaeologists previously believed, and became the center of a mystery that would take decades to untangle. Chronological explanation. Discovery 1963 to 1994. Göbekli Tepe was first noted in 1963 by a joint Turkish-American survey, but was misidentified as a medieval cemetery. The true significance remained hidden until 1994, when German archaeologist Klaus Schmidt examined the site more closely. He immediately recognized the unique shape of the stones and realized something had been overlooked. This moment sparked one of the most important archaeological projects of the 20th and 21st centuries. Excavation reveals a prehistoric monument, 1995 to 2006. As excavations began, massive T-shaped pillars emerged from the soil. Each pillar weighed several tons. Many displayed carvings of foxes, snakes, boars, birds, scorpions, and abstract symbols. Archaeologists identified multiple circular or oval enclosures, some up to 65 feet wide. Radiocarbon dating revealed the oldest layers were over 11,000 years old, making them older than the pyramids, Stonehenge, most early farming villages. This raised the central question of the mystery. Why were hunter-gatherers capable of such complex construction? Emerging clues 2006 to 2015. Studies from this period provided important evidence. A. Diet and tools. Animal bones in surrounding areas showed hunting dominated their diet. There were no domesticated animals. Stone tools were simple but abundant. This confirmed that the builders were still hunter-gatherers. Social structure. No signs of permanent housing existed on the hill, suggesting Göbekli Tepe was not a town. Instead, groups may have traveled long distances for gatherings or rituals. Carvings and symbols. Many carvings repeated the same animals and symbols, hinting at shared mythology, common beliefs, ritual practice, but there was still no clear explanation for why this place existed. The explanatory breakthrough, 2015 to 2023. Recent research finally produced a theory supported by archaeology, anthropology, and environmental science. Breakthrough, a regional gathering place. Findings showed that people from dozens of surrounding regions visited the site. DNA analysis of human remains from nearby settlements suggested large-scale interaction between different groups. Göbekli Tepe may have functioned as a sanctuary, a ceremonial meeting point, possibly a site for shared rituals or seasonal feasts. This explained the effort required to build it. No single tribe could do it alone. Breakthrough, monumental building before agriculture. For decades, scholars believed agriculture led to religion and large settlements. Göbekli Tepe suggested the reverse: religion and shared rituals may have encouraged people to settle together, leading to agriculture. This shift in understanding was profound. Breakthrough, the mystery of burial. One of the biggest puzzles was that Göbekli Tepe was intentionally buried under thousands of tons of soil. New soil analysis showed that the fill contained broken tools, animal bones, debris from daily life. This was not a natural landslide. It was deliberate. Researchers now believe that as smaller nearby villages grew, such as Catalhoyuk and Navalikori, the role of Göbekli Tepe became less central. Communities who had once met there may have shifted toward localized rituals. The burial might have been a ceremonial closure, a respectful ending of an era, a way to preserve the site after its purpose changed. Key characters: Klaus Schmidt, 1953 to 2014, lead archaeologist who identified Göbekli Tepe's significance. The Pre-Pottery Neolithic people, diverse hunter-gatherer groups from regions across Upper Mesopotamia. 9600 to 8200 BCE, main construction phases. 1994, Schmidt identifies the site as prehistoric. 1995, present, major excavation period. Göbekli Tepe, Şanlıurfa Province, Turkey. Karakidag Mountains, believed to be an early center of plant domestication. Surrounding Neolithic sites. Keonu Tepesi, Navalikori, Catalhoyuk. Causes: climate stabilization after the Ice Age. Increased seasonal gatherings. Development of shared myths and rituals. Consequences: first large communal structures in human history. Possible trigger for early agriculture. Transformation of social organization. Establishment of long-distance cooperation networks. Göbekli Tepe became a turning point, demonstrating that the desire for ceremony, meaning, and community may have shaped civilization earlier than farming itself. Real historical references, explained simply. Here are the core factual references used by archaeologists. Radiocarbon dating. Determine the age of the site's oldest layers, placing them around 9,600 BCE. Lithic stone tool analysis showed that all tools were stone-based, consistent with hunter-gatherer technology. Geoarchaeology, animal bones, revealed that the diet of the builders was almost entirely based on hunting. Comparative iconography, matching carved animal symbols across the region, suggested shared cultural ideas. Geoarchaeology proved that the burial was intentional, not caused by natural erosion. Ancient DNA showed mobility and interaction between early Neolithic groups. These real scientific tools helped create a clear picture of what happened, grounded in evidence, not speculation. Thoughtful, human, historic. Göbekli Tepe forces us to rethink a fundamental story we once believed about ourselves. For generations, scholars taught that human civilization began when our ancestors planted the first fields, built the first permanent homes, and tamed the first animals. But a limestone hill in southeastern Turkey revealed something different. It showed that long before agriculture, long before cities, humans gathered to worship, remember, and imagine something greater than themselves. The carvings, the circles of stone, the careful burial, all remind us that the desire for meaning is older than the desire for stability. Religion, community, cooperation, and collective identity may have been the real foundations of civilization. A mystery buried for nearly 9,000 years has finally given us an answer. We did not build monuments because we had civilization. We built civilization because we needed to gather, to believe, and to create something lasting together. And in that sense, Göbekli Tepe is not just an ancient sanctuary. It is the first chapter of the human story, written in stone long before the first word was ever written on clay.